Welcome to FMA Talk Live. This is your host, Datu Tim, and my phenomenal co-host.
PG Tizer, and welcome everyone.
And people start competent right away.
No, good deal.
Make sure when you're telling us, when you're commenting, let us know what part of the world you are watching us from. Oh, Mr. Hiltz, right away. First person to say hello.
Canadianian,
yep. And I was there this weekend doing a training camp in London, Ontario. Had a great time. We did a testing afterwards, and
nice.
Actually, we were shocked. We had so for those who aren't familiar with how things ran when Professor Pracis was alive, he would run these training camps, and the last day he would do testing. And there's our man Eric.
Eric, early, nice.
Yeah. So you would do the training camp, and then the last day we would do a test. And this was not a traditional situation because some people didn't have a teacher to teach them our niece in their home, so you would only test at the camp. So Professor, in his great wisdom, wouldn't restrict someone one belt at a time. So you might get 2, 3, 4 belts, and some people have been offered more. He did have criteria. He would never promote someone out of the box, no matter how prepared they were, to black belt without knowing them, because he wants to establish a relationship, make sure people aren't going to do the learn and burn and stuff of that nature. So London, we've done some testing in London before virtually. It's the first one in a long time. I think it's the first one since COVID that I've done in person up there.
Yeah, okay, great.
And these guys must have been training for a long time, because the lowest rank. So we go white, yellow, orange, blue, green, purple, brown, red, half black. So we had all the white belts went up to blue belt.
Wow, nice, good deal.
And it was like they got the yellow, orange, and blue all in one shot.
Good on them.
Some people only got one belt, others got 2 or 3, and some people Ben, who is a modern black belt, is working on becoming a Pracis second. So he's showing a lot of improvement. So he took the floor. He wasn't testing. It was like, hey, what do I need to work on? Did really good. I had to get on the floor, just show him the way how to do a staff Wally. The mechanics of it. He was in the ballpark. And I'm like, hey, let me show you this. Okay. And became a little lesson for everyone on the test. And so here, next time, here's what I want you to look at. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I actually put it up. It was on my feed, my one of my stories today. Should still be up there. Maybe not. No, actually, it is gone, because the story's only up for 24 hours. So, and then this morning I went up to Canada again, and I had my jiu-jitsu class. So,
right, okay.
I was working with Professor Jerry, and
good guy,
Andre and Shane, and it was a good crew.
Nice.
So
yeah, I saw something you did with him on a short about techniques.
Yeah, that came out this weekend. It was like, okay, which is better? This versus that. I'm like, but it's not a fight. It's comparing the two to each other.
Yep. No, that was fun.
It was good, and it was really good spirit too, which is
exactly. Yeah. No,
Jerry's my boy. He's my coach. He's my coach. So
Jerry is great. If I were closer, he'd be my coach too.
There we go. So, so that went well. Looking forward to some more training up there. I've got him coming to my school on the 25th. So we've got the apprenticeship course continuing. I've been doing BJJ since the 90s, but I'm not serious about it. I kind of, pick and choose what I want for my needs, and it's also good to keep me honest as a student somewhere. Someone saying, no, don't do it that way. Do it this way. And so, after years of training together, he promoted me to blue belt. I'm like, okay, well, I got to get serious about this shit. So we started apprenticeship course. Actually, last week, Wednesday, was the first official jiu-jitsu class. Now, I do not openly teach BJJ in my club anymore. We used to offer a program. We're the first Brazilian jiu-jitsu program in the area. But what I do is those who come through the program, the apprenticeship course with us, on Wednesday nights, we practice. So because we'll have Professor Jerry out, or Coach Jerry. He comes out once a month or once every other month. So we need to practice in between. So we started officially going back and forth through that, and well, good. Doing guard into Kimura sweep, work on side control, nothing crazy. And of course, most Mondays I'm up in St. Catharines with him, doing a lunchtime hour training and then go back. In essence, it's a 3-hour thing. It's like 40 minutes up there, depending on what the border's going on. And if I have to stop at school and grab stuff, just say about an hour. And then, it's the same on the way back. And of course, we have the hour class, and then we take photos, and he'll videotape the class and send it to us. Then we talk smack, because that's what guys do when they're together. And, and then we'll bust each other's chops some more. And then, make fun of Shane wearing different color fingernail and toenail polish today. And, it's all good. Okay. That's all BJJ is, practice. Few moves exactly. Yep. Well, here we go. How much can you learn in BJJ? There are only a few. I thought that, but my goodness, Jerry's got such great nuances. It's not the technique. It's like boxing. It has nothing to do with the quantity of material. It's about the strategy that goes with the quantity of material. And of course, Tim Dobson was there. He was at the camp. We had a great time hooking up, and we talked. And we were. It's funny. He goes, Piper is only Bondo. And I'm like, what do you mean? They showed this. I'm like, oh my God, it's all the same moves. So that's my next question. If Dean Franco's watching us by any chance, I want to know if Lloyd or any of those guys actually did Bondo, because all the moves, all their trademark moves are knife in the back grip for Bondo, which we incorporate into our Praces Earnings program. So it'll be very interesting. So so take that down. All right. Well, as usual, we talk for 10 minutes or somewhere thereabouts.
Let people roll in.
Yeah, we get in our groove. I've been burning the candle at both ends in the middle, so I'm a little out of it. I know PG Ty's still doing stuff, and it's so just sometimes it just takes a little momentum to get the ball rolling during the day. So we were supposed to have Grandmaster Harry Green today, and we have to apologize for that. There's been some miscommunications, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So we talked today, and he's going to be on the show next week.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to respond to this. Who did you learn Bondo from? The same person Mr. Tim Dobson and I trained with, Dr. Mungji himself. And why would you skip ranks? Isn't that shooting yourself in the foot? No, because when you only test once a year, Matt, you can test for multiple belts simultaneously.
You're still doing all the work.
Yeah. So what we did at our camp this weekend is we sat there. Actually, here's the thing. Like, we went through all the Sinwalis. The white belts knew all the Sinwalis to black belt.
Nice.
And it didn't end there. Now, I also do, the big thing here is when I do my testing, it's more of a rotating curricular type program. Here's the way I look at this. And this is a lot how I would say how Professor would do things. I feel fairly accurate with saying this. If you knew 20% of the art, you got a 20% grade.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew 50% of the art, you get a 50% grade. But let's say you knew 20% of the art. Okay. You can have 5 people knowing 20% of the system, and they still don't know the same thing that the guy next to them standing knows.
Right.
You know, so it's more of a holistic. It's like think about different courses. Hey, you know, like you go to college. You how many credit hours have you earned? Well, you know, so I'm gonna do something with the light here. I gotta do. Okay, hold on here. All right, I gotta. One of these days, I'm gonna have Ryan Monolopolis come over here and help me with lighting. After I model this. Oh, somebody has popcorn on.
No.
Janice, did you do popcorn? Uh-oh. Oh, if you insist. I'm done with that. Oh, good. I'm sorry, Ty. I can't share. Hey, Ty, guess what is going on in Buffalo, but I haven't done it yet.
The Cone King?
The King of Cones opened up yesterday.
Good deal.
Do you have any kind of beverage here? Or maybe if you can be water, that'd be great. It's my technical assistant here. Hey, we also, because you're in contact with the person, they can get away. I want you to set up that other interview or that other show.
I'll ask him again. He was going to find the right time, because other side of the world. But yeah.
And as a reminder, everybody, this Sunday is wait for it. Daylight savings time, so your clocks change a little.
Finally.
Okay, and then hold on, I have to check all my connections because my monitor keeps going out. Ooh, hey Tim, I'll be right over. Good luck with that. That's a long drive from Massachusetts. Wait, Mass? No, Connecticut. That's where Dominic's from.
Still a long time.
Yeah, yes, it is. So we'll just talk about the testing thing one real quick. And Lee, once again, Dr. G, if he got lost in this, did you study Bondo by any chance? Is that why you're asking? And my dog's misbehaving. Well, scarred me, but okay. Oh, Benjamin Spitz says hello.
Hey, Benjamin. You've been pretty consistent there. Good deal. Good to see you again.
Oh, and okay. And here's a cool thing. So for those who don't know it, I write for a magazine. And the latest issue just came out today. So let me share that. And Mr. Woodman is going to be on our show, the head of the one who writes the magazine. So International Martial Arts. There is a digital copy. They got an article about stick fighting from the Cameroon system, and I knew the head of that. So I'm going to go here. I got two cool things. And I helped. Rodney McGee is now writing for the magazine. I helped facilitate that. It's cool.
Good. I like her.
Let me know, Lee. I'm, where you're located again. I might be able to connect you with somebody, or Tim might be able. Actually, Tim Dobson, who's watching now, he's the guy to talk to. He's got all the connections. My online training. Okay. And then where did you find it? I was in Canada. I'll get the story in a minute. Let me just get to here real quick. So Rondi, I got her in there. She's in Puerto Vallarta, and what she told me, for everyone who's watching the drug cartel stuff down there, let me tell you, it's nowhere near as bad as they're saying it is. Remember, the media makes a spin. She's an American who owns a resort down there. The cartel members got people out of a bus, burnt the bus, didn't hurt any of the tourists, didn't hurt any of the civilians. I'm not an advocate for that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is people are okay down there. So Rondi, I asked, just coincidentally, she was, Alan was looking for a Taekwondo stylist to write for them. I know Rondi, she had the biggest freestanding Taekwondo school in North America at one time.
I remember seeing the tour of that.
Yeah. So my article, okay, there's the Cameron. Okay. So stick with it. So my article is all about martial arts in the movies, and it's how it's mostly Filipino. And look at this. They talked about, got a full page ad for, I went too many buttons. A full page ad for Buffalo Niagara Martial Con.
Nice.
That
looks like it's going to be quite the event.
I want to talk to you about that before you leave.
All right.
Off the air.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So let me get into this here. Stop sharing. I'm hitting the stop sharing button because I'm not a sharing guy. Okay, real quick before I go down the path. How did I find it? Well, there's two things happened. So I was doing Kempo karate as a research project. I know a lot about Kempo. I've done a lot of Kempo. I am not ranked. I'm still a white belt, but I became a guest instructor at a lot of the Kempo camps. You know, the reason why I did it, simple. There was a lot of rumors out there saying that FMA instructors in Hawaii would use Kempo as a vehicle to teach their Filipino martial arts. There's a lot of similarities between the systems. So I said, let's check it out. And I saw those similarities in movement. Now, maybe coincidental, maybe by design. If you talk to the late Huck Polanis, he would tell you, Tim, don't let anyone fool you. It's all Filipino. But he's half Filipino. He was half Filipino as well. I like those people. They are those are your redneck cousins that a lot of people don't want to claim, but are the coolest guys at all the parties and gatherings. They train hard. They beat the crap out of each other. They do a lot of slapping stuff, which people misunderstand. Their forms look stupid because they're not. Their forms are to practice the moves. To apply the moves, you need a living, breathing body there. And a lot of I've judged them time and time again. I go, that was a brave choice because we talk about stomping hooves or scraping hooves. Some of these forms look terrible in the open karate circuit, but put a body there and everything makes sense, So there's a Canadian camp coming up, WKK. I went up there, and one of the top guys in it is a Joe Palonzo, who was the guy that brought Remy up to North America or the Northeast area. And Joe was the official stick guy or weapons guy for that group, but he's also trained with Dr. G. I didn't know that. Well, but I saw this guy, I've been seeing the magazines, it's Dr. G and Bondo, this mystical art. There's always a shroud about it. So he's going to be in London, Ontario, which is about 2.5 hours from here. And I go there quite often. So I went up to the camp. Everyone thought I was going to talk to Joe because Joe Palonzo was one of Remy's top guys at one time. And I was the up and comer, pass the torch down. That's what people thought. I'm like, dude, I'm here to see G. I didn't say that. I let people think whatever they want. So G does this knife fighting thing. And they put me up against their top knife guy or Kempo guy. I like Kempo people because they like and appreciate sticks and knives. But that is not their lane. So we sparred in this shadow type sparring thing, and jaws dropped on the ground. And I was still standing when everything was done. And we were walking around having meal. It was at the Armory Hotel. We're having lunch, and I was like, I'm talking to my friend Mark. I'm like, man, I got to figure a way to ask G to come to Buffalo because I thought this was really cool. And I walked by him. He goes, oh, Tim, come here. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's with Joe Palonzo, the head of the organization. I'm like, I don't want to intrude. I'm like, oh, okay. Tim, I want to visit you in Buffalo. And that was it. And love the guy. He's controversial, some things here and there, but always been good to me. Changed the way I teach, changed everything about who I am. Each instructor has something different. They've done something different for me. And Jason Arnold was around for a lot of this. He goes, you probably, when it comes to becoming a better teacher, G probably had the best influence on you. And you would think it's Filipino based on the material, but really, it's all about concepts. All right, here we go, Jonathan. Evening senseis. I don't identify as that. No. My pronoun is guru, punanguru, datu, or grandmaster, not sensei. John, hey, John, it's good to have you on board. My teacher says roots in one with branches reaching out. Yes, okay. Bondo, it's not FMA. But it is part of my blend of stuff. And Mr. Green, Harry, how we doing? We're just talking about how we push the show back to next week. I got photos. I got a logo. I'm going to make some stuff up about him, talking about how he single-handedly beat the Brits back in Civil War. I mean, the Revolutionary War. He's not that old, but, although I did hear stories he partied with Moses once, but that hasn't been confirmed nor denied either. And, of course, David from Virginia. Love having you on there, David. Okay, you should really stop. No one cares about these stories of old. I'm assuming that person is just being silly. And if they're not, well, you don't have to watch the show. And what's new? Well, we're talking about you. Talking about how you're going to be on the show next week. And I got a little thing. And just an old 83. Okay. So we didn't party with Moses. So during the camp this weekend, we talked about some things, and something happened sideways. We talked about the terminology, people not knowing terminology. We talked about the story when I was up there and things went sideways, and I go, here's the deal. Was he on the ark? See, that's why we like the show. I don't know. I don't know. Wait, was it 83 or 8300? I really didn't ask. So we talked about terminology and all this other stuff. Did you mean Grandmaster Moses Powell? Okay, Matt's getting out of hand there. And Arnold Narzo, brother man, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Coach, Magandang Umaga.
Are you going to ask him?
That's really cool.
Ask him.
What?
What are we looking for this season?
Oh, well, yeah, that would be great. I was not even thinking about that. Yeah. Coach Arnold, if you're available, would you love to come on the show? We'd love to have you because we always have a great time visiting with you and your folks. And the time is so now. So let us know for sure. Narzo is awesome to train with, awesome to visit with, awesome to hang with. Just a great guy.
So there's a lot of KI, Kalila Strissimo. When I first started in the Philippines, Tony Diego was one of the grandmasters. And every time I saw Tony there, who was warming up everybody for him? Coach Arnold.
Nice.
And he was only, from all my trips, he was only missing there twice. He was done something. And then now Robert Small. And here we go.
Good morning to you all as well. That's what he says.
Okay. How would you ask him? Do you know how to say how to be on our show?
No, I don't. It's not that good.
Okay, all right. But well, let's get into it. So today's show is to gi or no gi. It sounds like we're talking to be at a BJJ club, but actually this falls in the line of FMA Professionals, one of their programs that I run. Oh
wow.
On March 9th. I'll be in Toronto in April. No one's giving me the dates on April. I need the dates because I'm going to try to stop up. I know Archie, Coach Archie Lutz up in Toronto is supposed to have him up there for a couple weeks. So, there we go. That was 96 for the first time meeting Dr. G. Invited me to Kukri camp that year, training Bondo ever since. So, yeah. So, hope to see you there, sir. With Archie, let's lose. Yeah, tell him to send me the information, please. And then we've got a little Mentus. Okay, nice to see you. So there's, it's not a huge thing, but it's been this was a last minute topic because, like I said, so the debacle. So we had a problem once when I was asking all these things on a test, and everyone knows what I say, but they didn't know it was part of the curriculum per se. I say, hey, what are the 3 striking methods? No one in the room goes, okay, board members, what are you talking about? In, at, and through? Oh, yeah, we know that. Okay, all right. Then I go, all right, what are the blocking methods? Nobody knows. Board, tell them. What do you mean you don't understand? It's unbrace, brace, dos manos,
Mm-hmm.
And then like everything we talked about, all the stuff I talked about, and nobody knew what I was asking for. So me being that person that I am, who the hell did I blame? The guy I look in the mirror every day. So I'm a top to bottom. And if there's a problem, it may not be my fault, but it's definitely my responsibility. So I fixed it. It's now a lot of stuff in the curriculum. I mean, even recently, the 3 ways to hold a stick, the 3 grips. I was telling one of my own students in the school had been with me for about a year and a half. He didn't know what I was asking about. He was an adult. I'm like, all right, now in the yell about curriculum, it says three grips, But I'm like, and the problem is when we assume things, that's when things go sideways. So,
well, as teachers, right, we're there every single class. And the students aren't always. So, if it comes up and we know we've said it, maybe even multiple times, they've not have been to that class. So it's good to be in some other source.
So that is the thing. And now there was a debacle with GM Harry coming on the show today. I'm taking responsibility for that. Coulda, shoulda, would have followed up better. In the long run, it'll probably be a better show. I have more time to prepare for it, more time to promote it. I'm going to put something out tomorrow, really push it, for the next week.
Good.
But the thing here is that's on me, and that's the way I look at it. Even, and like I said there, hey, buddy, if I tell someone, I go, hey, Ty, can you send me this information? Sure. Okay. It's on both of us because I asked him if I wait too long, that's on me. It's my job to remind him and do stuff like that. We used to use videotape classes for attention. Yeah, used to videotape. Yeah, when that's possible. Yeah. So there. People talk about uniforms quite a bit, whether they should or shouldn't. It's not Filipino, it is Filipino, and all this other stuff. And so first of all, the thing I would say is this is going to be dependent on this next thing. Why do you do what you do? Okay. Do you have a small group of people? It's just, hey, listen, we're all a bunch of old martial artists and we just train together. We're not looking for rank. We're not looking to get new people in the group. We're just, or are you always trying to look, because here's the thing. When someone comes in, every time I get someone new in my school, I plan their exit strategy. Why? Because sooner or later, everyone goes in a different direction.
Yep.
That is not a comment on my ability of instructor. That's not the thing here is this. I've been doing this for decades. I still have people that are connected with me, but that connection isn't what it was. I mean, Ryan Montalopoulos is doing movies. He'll train with me when he's in town. But he's providing for his future. He's down in Atlanta. I'm here in Buffalo. So if I see him twice a year, that's a good thing. But that doesn't help my classes. Well, and then Leo says hello to Grandmaster Harry Green. How come he's getting fans on the show without even having him on the show?
Nice.
Oh, my goodness. I think this was a good choice to have Harry on the show next week. Well, a little jealous.
Well, and that, yeah, I think it'd be good. Also, anybody that, supporting him to show up as well. That would be great.
So I run a professional school. I used to run a part-time club. I used to train in my backyard. I used to teach in my church. I've done the whole gambit, but I know that people are going to leave. And I also want about retention. Now, to me, my uniform is my work clothes. And I don't like destroying my work clothes. The other thing, too, is I think, it's nice having to look part of a team. If you go to a sporting event, you'll see a lot of people in the crowd wearing jerseys of their favorite team. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, the police, security. Hell, someone working in a grocery store, everyone has a uniform. They look part of a team. And we've been complimented many times. So even like Craig and Ty and myself will go out to events and we'll wear some form of cargo pants, whether they're 511s or somebody else, and we'll have matching golf shirts, and we look like a team. The thing that I really go ahead.
Usually they think we're cops.
Yeah. Well, if they give us a 20% discount, I'm not going to complain.
Sure.
But I've watched groups before, and especially they're always trying to if you're trying to attract new people to what you're doing.
Yeah, you want to look sharp because people want to be a part of that.
They want to be a part of it. I was the first to offer Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Buffalo. When we went from no gi to gi, our retention jumped significantly. Because you're part of that team then. There's a couple reasons, but you're also invested.
That too, yeah.
There you go. Matching team cups. Oh, that would be here. Okay, what do you wear for? Oh, this people wears uniforms. These wears matching sweatpants. These guys matching cod pieces. There you go. Thanks.
On the outside.
Thanks. No, on the exactly. Yeah. So, I used to, when I was younger, I did a bunch of paintball. I'll be the first to admit it. I like the action sports. And this one group, the Punishers, were accused of wearing pads. They went out wearing their cups and underwear only. And they just to make a point, they pretty much destroyed everybody. So oh, isn't that special? So it had a little flashback to my 90s, So why would we not want to wear our uniform, Ty? Well, or what scenarios might?
Well, one, you already described one, right? The backyard, the group of guys getting training together. Sure, that's always great, relaxed training, what you play with. But the other side of that is, I'm thinking, you're out there in the world. You've got your normal clothes on, including your tenny runners, your boots, whatever it is, your jackets in the cold, which change how things go. Any hoods or things like that. Anyway, so if you train with those things at least every once in a while, that's going to give you a little more insight into what you're doing and why and how what works or doesn't.
When we're at these events, I'm wearing my golf pant or my not golf pants, I'm wearing a golf shirt and my cargos. I wear my cargos all the time.
Right.
I know because I've trained it how high I'm willing to throw a kick in the street.
Right.
Part of it, okay, I'm 60 years old, so I'm going to move differently. And what I tell people, generally speaking, if you divide your body between high and low, your belt line, my legs kick low targets, my hands hit high targets. And just why would I try to cross the planes there? Although I will say it's very cool when you can kick somebody in the head while they're standing, but a curb stomp will do when you can't do that either.
I'd still kick them in the head.
It's a headshot no matter what. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but it does annoy me when I see people doing martial arts, and I know it's a martial art function, and they go to all this trouble to put photos up and promote their groups and stuff like that, and no one's matching. I was at the CNE, the Canadian National Expo in Toronto, and my friend, the late Rudy Cosico, he's doing an FMA demonstration with his team. So Century made these uniforms, the Splice uniform, which was like half black, or like a quarter black, and the rest was red. Looked really sharp. There was a sleeveless and a long sleeve version of it. The whole team came together, pop.
Oh, that's one of their tournament line.
Yeah. They don't make them anymore. They make something similar to it now. But
yeah.
So so I'm watching that. I'm like, wow, man, your team looks great. And they're doing Filipino martial arts, which most times you see people doing Filipino martial arts, they don't put that much effort into it. At least outside of the Philippines. Now, I mean, they're all matching outfits and all this other stuff, you know. The Jeet Kune Do group comes out afterwards. And no one had anything. No shirt, t-shirts didn't match, pants didn't match, the shoes didn't match. No, it looked like I was watching a bunch of CrossFitters. And I'm like, if you're trying to promote your martial arts, how the heck are they going to know? I mean, it's something simple as matching t-shirts go a long way.
Yep.
But then again, if you don't care because you're backyard group and you've got all the people you want, then it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yep. Or yes, I remember, some schools will be like maybe a Friday would be a dress down day. So you might have your school t-shirt and your training pants on, and other days you're going to have the full uniform. I know sometimes we'd have training outside events, and then of course you'd be training your street gear and things like that on purpose to get used to the footing and things like that. I like basically all training is good, but what are you trying to do? I think that's a great question. What are you trying to do when you show up in terms of that cohesion, right? I think that matters more, and it's a human thing, right? So maybe you could argue it shouldn't matter, but we all know appearance matters, whether it needs to or not. If you look like a professional, people are going to take you more serious, and maybe your work's not as good as some other person who doesn't look so well, but their work is amazing. You wouldn't know that because you're not going to get a chance.
Mm-hmm. Now, why don't you look at this? Look, okay, we'll get Matt first.
Let's see, where are we? Matt, of course you don't try to be a jerk, it just comes naturally, LOL. Just kidding. No, it's fair, right? We poke fun all the time. Don't eat snow. Think of how much money sports teams make. They have someone's name on their back of their outfit. Politicians should too, by the way. Anyway, I'm like a full-grown man, less in prison, not putting another man's name on my back. My name is Don't Eat Snow, not Sanders. Looking at wrestling people, go there, get wrestling belts, walk around. I almost got 1,003 cents belts on them. I have to defend it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Benjamin, first impression. Yeah, so make first impressions, right? You walk in on a school and everybody's not only are they moving great, but they look tight. They look coordinated, look serious. And it looks like fun. And so people can then focus on that as opposed to being distracted by every individual.
I know like a lot of karate guys were making fun of, or a lot of karate styles were made fun of. We had a group at University of Pennsylvania, and they're all about the Arnis. But then go, I pulled up on the school and I parked in the parking lot and I was watching. There's a Shotokan school. Man, do they look good moving together? One team, everything, pop. I mean,
right.
Just think about watching a color guard, watching the military rifle team going through and watching watching stripes when they're doing the march.
Right.
But the thing is, like when you watch any of those or major pain when they were doing all their walking and throwing the rifle up and all that other stuff. I mean, it's no difference.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an aesthetic to bring people into things. And I think people underestimate how they look. Okay, so you've been around me forever and a day, and you've been coming to my home in addition to my school since when was the first time you came up?
I don't know, 14.
Okay.
All right, something like that.
Have you ever seen anyone that's come to my school for the first time that wasn't impressed by it?
No, that's not even a tough question. It's not a planted. Yeah, it's pretty impressive school because of the sharpness, and of course, all people are wearing uniform. That does help. Those two things together.
Yeah.
It's a package.
It's a package, and
you don't get a chance of that first impression again later.
There's only one first impression.
Yep.
Now, we're in the process right now. I'm very excited, and Ty's been around a lot, the ground roots of this. I've got a bunch of vendors now that are making stuff specifically for us. We have new uniforms coming out.
Right.
Here's the coolest thing. So when people would be promoted to black belt by professor, they came to me to get the belts because I had people that were making the belts. Mm-hmm. Well, now and that went away. And now you can get Kataro's a really good belt, and that's one if you want a custom belt, go to Kataro, but you're going to probably spend $100 to $150 a belt if you're going to customize and all this other stuff.
And a little more at EOS and Panther. Good belts too.
But now I'm going to have a belt that's pretty much Remy's old belt for about $50, maybe less.
Nice.
And it is a real. I mean, Century makes a good one. They're okay. But now we've got uniforms, belts, custom backpacks have been made, sizes and everything. We're working. It'll actually have your sticks in there. We've got our own jiu-jitsu gear line, our gi line, fight shorts, and all this. Everything's branded to us. So and that's what we've been working on, and I'm so excited because now we'll have everything that we want. Now, not everyone's going to want to do that. I get that. Mm-hmm. All right, let me go here. So Ben got the first impression. Discipline shows. Yeah.
So does skill, thought, etc. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yes, it does.
Hey, PG Sam.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. You get Don't Eat Snow. He's all you.
Doctors, police, army gangs, private school. They wear uniform. Uniform less focus on one task. Technique, not how you dress for a fashion show. Technique is not how you dress for a fashion show. I wasn't impressed by your school, but I would be more impressed with black ceiling tile. I was just saying. So he remembers an earlier show where you're talking about installing new tile for the ceilings and stuff.
I got black ceiling tiles. I just got to finish the rest of the offer.
No, Don't Eat Snow is our heckler, friendly neighborhood heckler. So in case people don't remember.
But you can eat popcorn. I'll tell you that.
It's a good thing I don't like popcorn.
No.
I'm like one of the few people I know who doesn't like popcorn.
So, I mean, listen, we're not trying to bust anyone's chops. And like I said, this was a last minute topic for a show because of me dropping the ball with something. Butterfingers here before the popcorn. But I think it's an important topic to address. I mean, so I've had people reach out to me, Tim, I need help with my school. And let me see, what was the guy's name? It's called Kali Method. We had an hour conversation on the phone.
Well, it's funny because people also will out of nowhere bust chops for using a uniform because it's not traditional, or not using a uniform because it's not traditional. People are going to always do that. So you probably want to think about what you're going to do and then not worry about anybody of those busting chops. But asking this question, I think, helps you figure out what you're doing it for, and our uniform is going to be part of your equation, and you'll have it figured out.
Well, it was Jason Cruz, if I'm not mistaken, who I was talking to. And he's down in LA, and we were talking, and they're like, Tim, can you give me any things? I go, well, and one of the first things I said was get a uniform. Have a written curriculum.
Yes.
I mean, and you don't have to adhere to it. I mean, like, I've got a written curriculum. Here's everything I do, but do I have to follow that path? No, I can go in different paths.
No, curriculum is not necessarily a path, right? It's a guide and signpost, so you establish standards and it lets you know where things are. But ultimately, it's where are their skills, and the curriculum helps you get there. It doesn't define where you're at.
I thought they were carrot sticks. This weekend, as I told everybody for the test, I go, we can't do this test the way I'd want to because there's too many different belts here. So we're going to do a cross section, and part of it's going to be overall competency. And and then you have to understand there's several things we're asking to see how you answer these questions, but there's things that you're going to be missing. It's your responsibility to backfill them. Your teacher's responsibility is to backfill them. So, and because, and the thing here is we don't have the same, like in the organization, there's 3 of us that can do black belts, 4 of us that can do black belt promotions for ISA without me being present. 3 without me being present. 4, but there's only 4 of us that handle it. I do everything above ISA.
You can promote to ISA without you present too.
Yes, I can do that. But I let the guys do up to ISA, but you know what everyone does? They choose not to.
Right.
They choose to have, because we understand how more of an impact it could have for them in their memories that we're all there together.
Yep.
I didn't just do it, and Ty just didn't promote me. And I mean, there's been a couple here and there, but even when you were doing a promotion, I stowed away and hopped in your luggage and showed up and crashed a black belt promotion. I brought a diploma with me. You're perfectly competent, but it was like, you got me excited. I said, all right, here's some diplomas, blah, blah, boom. And I went with you. I know it made it more memorable for those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was awesome.
Okay.
Einstein wore the same thing every day. I wear every day less choice if you were insane. Who were insane, maybe. Lost me at the end there.
Okay. So, hey, Jobs wore the same thing. Was it Jobs? No. Was it Jobs? No.
A bunch of people wore the same thing.
All the time.
Yep.
So, it's hard. Okay, because let's talk about the Filipino martial art uniform. This is the one that this is going to probably bust everyone's chops. I know we argued with a German about this,
right?
And he was upset and just couldn't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. And our Filipino uniforms that we're all known for, and I'm talking about our industry, not just modernities, but the 3/4 sleeve jackets with the short tops. They are sport karate uniforms.
From Century again, right?
From Century Martial Arts.
Originally, I mean, designed, yeah.
Yes. And I've had a person arguing with me. Oh, I was there in the 70s. And, well, Remy, if you saw pictures of Remy, he did
white
not
Henley t-shirt, button top,
yes,
and red pants.
That was the uniform in the Philippines. It was Bruce Chutnick who bought him the first sport uniform. I have, I don't know where it is, so I'm going to see if I can look this up. Let's see. Chuck Norris at the cans. All right. Here we go. Oh, wow. Man, that came up fast. So I'm going to share this. Boom. Chuck Norris and Richard Norton. There is the Modernista uniform. Okay. 1980. This was the black uniform with the white stripes. Was what, and then you got the white ones in the back. White one with a red and blue stripe. These two guys had those, and they had this laced up pants in the front. This was the attire of that era.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, Richard Norton was not a FMA person for sure.
No, he was not. What's that? Oh, I'll have to look at that later because I'm a Mondo guy. I need to come back to that later. So images. Here it is again. There's that uniform. You just put red stripes on it, and that's what Remy wore.
Right.
That's what we wore. This was a sport karate uniform that Century made. Now, the person that we were talking about couldn't, like, oh, no, it's Phil. Because we started talking about uniforms. And like, I try to be authentic. I try to do this. I try to do that. Even the uniforms, I'm like, it's not authentic because it's not Filipino. It was Bruce Chutnick bought the uniform for him. Remy loved it. And then the Filipinos saw pictures of Remy wearing it in the magazines, and they copied him. Because that's all that people have over there. It's crazy, But Century Martial Arts was not. You couldn't get Filipino martial arts supplies from Century back then.
No,
nothing worth talking about. So why the hell would they make a uniform for an art that they won't sell any supplies for? That was the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm fortunate to have received rank on this side of the border. I wasn't expecting it. So, so this whole idea that these uniforms were Filipino is ridiculous. The whole idea of uniforms or belt were inspired by Japanese karate and judo. It wasn't that at all. But but I digress.
And what are for most arts, but even karate. But let's take like a look at other arts like silat and what like that. Their uniforms are really just the local garb, the local traditional garb. And so, what do you train in? What we're wearing? What are we wearing? Traditionally, we wear this. Okay, we're going to train in that. Just like with Chinese arts, right? So when I'm training in my Chinese arts, I'm either using the frog button shirt and pants, loose pants, or I'm using loose pants and a t-shirt because.
And that was regular clothes over there, wasn't it?
Right. Exactly. Yep. Or at the time of the arts and whatnot, right? Because things change with Western and blah blah influence.
Right. I mean, now it's different, obviously, but yeah.
People get a little twisted about uniforms too much, I think, but it does look sharp and it's good. It gives a vibe to what you're doing that is a unique and standardized thing. And like I said, when everybody's moving together, it looks really sharp, makes a great first impression. And again, you're not distracted by everybody's individuality, which not to say they're not individuals, right? We like people that are individuals, but it's not distracting. And so you can focus on, hey, how's the class being run? Or is the material matching skill levels for the ranks and whatnot? Are people being explained, et cetera, et cetera? You can focus on all that good stuff because you're not going, hey, what's going on here? I can't track it all because of all the weirdness. Anyway, just a thought.
The other thing you got to think about is what's appropriate.
Right.
Appropriate. I mean, because you want people to wear a sarong. Okay, that's that. And
there you go.
And Eli, yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Michael Ray Williams. They talk
I wear a kilt sometimes when I train.
We generally do not wear uniforms here in Deep River.
Okay.
But I think aren't you wearing matching rash guards? Or,
Right.
But like I said, people got to decide how they want to run their club.
Yep. What are you doing it for? Ask yourself all the questions you need to ask about that would inform you. Do you want to use uniform or not? And you could decide not to.
Yeah. Maybe
that's what you want to do. I mean, I'm teaching Tai Chi right now, and everybody's just wearing whatever comfortable clothes that they want to show up in, as long as they can move.
Yeah, and he says no. So okay, that's cool. My thing is going to be based on what you're trying to do.
Yep.
And if it's working for you, then that's too, because you can establish all these different cultures,
right?
And if it's done right, was here. But I'm also in the middle of nowhere, next to a military base. Okay, with or without underwear. We're not going regimental.
So with martial arts, right? You have possibilities of problems that way too, but you'd be surprised.
You know,
But you can, maybe you want your school to be established to be, hey, we're training in our street clothes all the time, and that's your uniform, and you have a reason for it. Maybe that's the message you send. It's all good. It's just something to think about. I think that's where we're really saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a uniform guy, but my uniform changes based on the time of the year. Summer uniform, it's I give people options where you can wear the whole uniform because I do have air conditioning that works.
Air conditioning in New York?
I got air conditioning in the summer, and I've got heat in the winter.
You definitely need that, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We put one on to fit in depending on the venue if we're out of town. Oh, like an event or something like that. Sure. Yeah. Tournaments, right? That's a good time to wear a uniform.
Yeah.
A lot of times. But you don't, a lot of times maybe you want a special tournament uniform, which is totally nothing like your normal uniform.
You could have a competition uniform, yes, or a demonstration uniform.
Yep.
The house rules rule. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, if you're visiting someone's school and they require uniforms, that would be a good time to use it. And it's the school's prerogative to establish the rules. Got it.
Of course, if you're doing something like jujitsu and judo, you need a gi for gi work.
Right. Let's do gi work, but we're not going to wear gis.
That's
a little tough, unless you want to tear up jackets.
Yeah, I had my gi on today. I was doing my jujitsu, working on some new throws from the turtle position. So I'm looking forward to doing that Wednesday night in the jiu-jitsu class.
Oh, the turtle throwing, or the person being thrown?
So when you're on the ground, the position is like you call it wrestling, or you can call it turtle position.
Yeah, I know the turtle position.
Same thing. So then there was another word Jerry was using today, parry or something. The parry position.
But I was wondering, is the person doing the turtle throwing or getting thrown?
Oh, so I'm in the turtle position. You're putting me in a like a seatbelt position, and I throw you.
Okay. Cool.
So how did and I'm like, I was looking at this today, and just as I was watching what was Coach Jerry was having us do, and I'm like, that's a stand-up throw. And then he goes, these are stand-up throws. So I'm like, so I'm like, yes. I'm like, yep. That's the cool thing. I love where I am in my martial art journey, because I'm looking to see how everything's the same of what I already know.
Yep. It's amazing how it comes together, for sure.
Yeah, Hakama, you get to wear your dress. That's good.
Not as good as a kilt, but yeah, okay.
Actually, I think I really like the Hakama. I think it's badass.
No, it's really cool.
I'm so jealous that Japanese arts have the katana, because we don't have a two-handed sword. And every time they talk about the kampilan, I'm like, dude, look at that handle and put your hand there. Put a Filipino hand there. It's still too small to be used two-handed.
Maybe a hand and a half or something, but yeah.
All right, I can't put two hands on that.
Hakama is also great for hiding your footwork, hiding your root, all sorts of good stuff.
Although you would carry for those who carry size, you'd carry three, and the first one you would throw and try to pin the Hakama to the ground, so they couldn't move. It was like, dude, those. So there are things you got to worry about, which I think was badass. I'm like, wow, you guys really thought about a lot of shit here. That's what I love. I got other styles. I love hearing some just out of the box ideas. But
when you do that in remote exposure, to me, that lets you get to see more of how universal tactics and strategies are, whether or not the individual characteristics are varied and whatnot, but it all comes together because tactics and strategy have to work to your advantage. And so how does that play out? Anyway, sorry, random. But yeah, so I've got nothing else to say really on the uniforms or not. It wasn't really a debate, but
no.
All the sides.
Listen, you don't have to wear anything. I mean, please wear clothes, please, please. To me, my uniform is my work attire. It also lets me do, because I wear a jacket a good time of the year, and I want to know how to do throws while someone's wearing a jacket. I want to know how to grab somebody, pull their jacket over their head so I can punch them like a hockey fight. I didn't grow up in a hockey town at all, not whatsoever. I want to know every time that I've been in real world scenarios, I wasn't wearing a uniform.
Sure. Right.
But the uniform on multiple occasions could have been the tactics used for that would have been beneficial. The other thing too is I don't want to have my clothes ripped to shreds. You know, if I'm doing something that's abusive to the clothing I'm wearing, I want to wear something that's designed, something like you might call it a uniform. That's heavier thing, and ours are karate-esque. That's fine. You know, I don't wear shorts. I'm too pale. I don't wear. I feel I like being yeet up, or I like wear the golf shirt and the cargo pants and shoes, indoor shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, jean jacket's always good. Yep. Hey, listen, there's definitely street clothes day. Something you want to go in there. What's it like to throw a kick with wearing shoes? What's it like throwing a kick while wearing blue jeans?
Right. I was gonna say, unless you're wearing those Chuck Norris gusset pant blue jeans that he used to sell in the 80s or whatever it was, 90s.
There you go.
But yeah, I was just gonna say that one. Or boots, because a lot of people like to wear cowboy boots or whatever. Yeah, see how your footwork works on that. You've got to make some allowances for sure.
All right.
There's a reason Billy Jack took off his shoes. If anybody remembers Billy Jack. I'm going to put this foot right upside your head.
I think all the important people remember Billy Jack. So.
That's right. There's not a damn thing you can do about it.
Well, unless there's anything else, I think we're going to wrap this up here.
I don't see any other stuff. People seem to be saying, all on the same page. Nobody's, yep.
So the plan is, providing I do my job right, I'm going to take full responsibility of this. Actually, I'm looking forward tomorrow to do some work around the school. I have to do some pictures from this past weekend seminar, their training camp. We are planning on going back and doing another camp in London, so we're excited about that.
Excellent.
We're also, for those who are members, we are also in the process of categorizing events, and they'll be listed such on our websites and Facebook pages. And what are you talking about, Tim? Well, Ty and I will be going to the Martial Arts Symposium in New Hampshire. That will have modern Ernie's element there, but it's not a modern Ernie's event. Right. So what we want to do is have some kind of designation for seminars and camps that if you want to do the deep dive, here are the deep dive seminars and camps. Another one like the Chad camp. Great camp. It's got a lot of stuff in there, but it's not all modern Ernie's. And actually, modern Ernie's is probably less than half of what's being taught. Would you say that's accurate?
That seems to be going that way, yeah.
Yeah. So you got Chad Berger, who's going to. Oh, actually, let me pull this up.
Jeff Berger.
Jeff Berger. Whatever. Berger. Chad Brewer. Chad Edwards hosting it.
Right.
Let me bring up, because I want to talk about it. We want to promote it. And I gotta get up on the webpage, but this would be a good example of what we're talking about. So, and of course, it's not going to be listed there, so I got to look up Chad Zarnice.
They just posted a final flyer. Yesterday or today? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's got to be in the group.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Yep, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
All right, well, that's good. That event's got, as you said already, Jeff Berger, who's done Muay Thai, Tai Chi.
Here we go. So we got. You're teaching there as well.
Yep, I'll be doing learning.
Yeah, so you got the Praces program. You got Iron Tree, Kali, so that's good. A lot of Pikiti in there.
And martial blade concepts or something.
Martial blade concepts. We got we have Berger with his MMA and stuff. Right. Is Red Feather? I thought Red Feather was just the
knife maker. Yeah. Okay, so on the right we have people supplying weapons and training gear and things like that. Yeah. And then of course Chad at the top there, who's done a lot of modern for sure, but he also small circle and a
whole bunch of things
and stuff.
Yeah. So this is a great event. Early bird fee for one day is $75, $150 paid in full by Memorial Day for the whole event. This is happening down at Cornerstone Martial Arts, which is a really cool facility in Delaware. And I highly recommend this event. But it is not a deep dive for what we do.
Right.
But if you're thinking about getting a smorgasbord of martial arts, the Martial Arts Symposium, even the FMA collaboration with Mike and May Williams.
Yeah, the first day is a lot of different arts.
There's a whole bunch of things going on in there.
And the second day usually is modern.
Yeah. And it's all FMA, which is a good thing, but it's not all us.
Right.
So we want to make sure when we're doing something, we can discern the difference. Like I host an event, the Buffalo Niagara Martial Arts Festival event, So our niece is like a minority of that. I'm hosting it. That's so maybe 20% is our niece and the rest is all these other arts. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if someone's coming to an event that they want to do a deep dive with what I'm doing, we want to make sure that it's designated properly. So we will have new branding of these events so people can understand what's going on. Michael Janich. Yep. Yeah, with Marshall Blake. He's not going to be there, but Iron Tree trains that system. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all.
Love to. Well, we love Dominic.
Yeah, and then hey Adam, how you doing?
Hey Adam.
Yeah. So that's coming up. And of course, we got more social media stuff coming up as always. PG Ty has been pushing some. You've been doing memes and stuff lately, or sayings?
All sorts of memes. And then touching back once a week, I also go back to some of my old videos and have a thought or two to say of some of the ones I want to highlight, just to keep things wet.
Keep things wet. I don't know about that one, but
keep the juices flowing, basically. Yeah.
So a lot of things happening. Some stuff I'm going to be talking about later because I want confirmation. The big thing for me is the Buffalo Niagara Martial Art Fest, or the Martial Con, the Buffalo Niagara Martial Con this November 7th. And then next year, we've got the Memorial Camp for Remy Prices coming up this May.
Yep, I was going to make sure we mentioned that one. May 1st through
3rd. 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
And the cool thing here is that we have a guest instructor coming from Denmark. I'm excited about this.
Yes. That is awesome.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best in Kometan. To my knowledge, he's the top European. But he's a cool guy. He's a professional educator as well. He is a teacher.
Yes. He's written children's teaching books too. And one famous one about FMA. It was a good one. I got that one.
Yeah. So a bunch of things we're working on. We got coming down the road. We had to move our Balintawak camp. So we got.
When is that again?
Confirmation, congratulations, pose. I made my first communication. Let me get that up here. That is the 17th through 19th. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an invite. I'm going to send you and Craig an invite. How's that?
Oh, in July. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then I will do Mr. Ty. Send. Okay, I just sent you an invite. Okay, so the weekend before the camp, May 1, 2, and 3, Jeff Espino was supposed to come up and do a seminar in London. He passed away recently. They're turning that event into a memorial event. So if anyone's interested, it is, unfortunately for us, it's the week before our training camp. So it makes it rough timing, and it's only 2.5 hours away, although there's a lot of people that will not be crossing the Canadian border to go there.
Sure. Talking about that's the end of April, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Not the other training camp in the
No.
fall.
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So and let me and that weekend I'm at a tournament locally that I have to promote. That's the weekend after the symposium. Although I might drive up, who knows? I might not. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to do anything that commit to anything I can't. A lot of things going on. But we'll get more into those. Like the big thing. The big three things is this May 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, four things. I'll say the May the Memorial Camp, the Remy Price's Memorial Camp, the original Remy Price's Memorial Camp. The 70th anniversary camp next year. The Marshall Con, November 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we're going to push for an October trip to the Philippines in 2027.
October, okay.
I'll talk to you about that.
Okay.
So we will be taught. We're going to do our our debriefing. We always do some kind of debriefing afterwards because sometimes there's comments on the side and stuff that actually inspire us for other shows or guests or stuff of that nature. And we're going to talk about Marshall Con for one of them, and we're going to talk about October as well. We are pushing for those who want to go to the Philippines, you will like our trip because I know people who've gone. Okay, so there's the FMA festival that's going on right now, and I know people who were at the FMA festival while we were doing one of our trips there, and we did stop at the FMA festival, and they were all bummed out that they weren't with us and they were at the FMA festival because they're like us. They want to travel and see all these different people. If you don't know what you're doing in the Philippines and don't have people who know what's going on, the FMA festival is a great event to go to because you'll go to a place, you'll be there for a week. They bring all the instructors to you and they'll do some kind of touristy thing, whatever the case happens to be, and you're at a resort. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a resort guy. I've been going to Barbados for over a decade, teaching down there. We stay at a resort, and I spend as little time at the resort as possible because I want to see that country.
Right.
And I have transportation, and we've actually had Renee Tungsten on here, one of the directors of this, and I've said it while he's on the show. You're like, you know what? To me, I travel halfway around the world. I want to see the country. It works for me because I have connections. I know how to get around and all this other stuff. What doesn't work for me is sitting around a resort. But I know so many people who love hanging out at resorts, and that's exactly the vibe they want. But we're going to be adventuring, so for those who want to go on a good Filipino adventure, and I will bring vendors to us where you can get good equipment, good prices. Hell, you might even be able to buy enough and sell it home and pay for your trip if you're smart about it. Mm-hmm. And I know Ty has helped defer the cost of his trips with stuff that he's brought back in the past.
Yep, I wasn't looking to sell a whole lot, but what I ended up doing was I covered all the things I wanted to get for me. So it was just
there you go.
Trip. So that was a win.
Broke even. There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yep.
Okay, so with no further ado, we got next week is going to be
SGM Harry Green.
SGM Harry Green.
That'll be good to put a face and a voice to the name here.
And we will ask him if we know he doesn't know Moses, but he may have known Abraham Lincoln. Who knows? We'll find out.
I want to see his I want to hear lots of his stories out from West with the Marshall connections and how he came up with
military connection too, which is cool because then FMA military. That's
yeah.
Also, I'm going to be going after somebody. We'll be talking about him in the future. I want to say there's a guy named Franco, not Dean, and like completely trash talk Filipino martial arts, and I'm planning on debating him, but we're going to use the social platform to do it. All right, let's go here. Nude beach, okay, especially if it's nude beach. Okay, well, we're not going to be at a nude beach. No. Good talk. Have a good night, gents. You too, Eric. All right. Well, I'm getting ready to hear this. As everybody listen, please stay safe, stay sane. This is Datu Tim.
PG Ties here. Thanks, everyone.
See you soon.